Welcome back, rankers. Two big updates this week to the algorithms. And I say the algorithms because that's from two different search engines. So one of is from Google. There's been a Panda update. I'll tell you about that in a second. The second one is a big algorithm update from Bing. Who cares? Anyway, Panda and Google. This is Panda 4.1. Sorry. Bing, I'd love you to be more competitive, but you're not. You're just a bit simple. Anyway, this was announced on Google Plus by Pierre Farr, and Pierre made this announcement on the 28th of September. Haven't heard from this man before, but he said, hey, we've just about finished rolling out a Panda update, and a little bit cryptic, but there's a couple of things in there that are interesting. First of all, he's saying that it's to help identify more precisely low quality content, and this results in a greater diversity of high quality small and medium sized sites ranking higher, which is nice. Now, we've got about 80 sites that we monitor, and we haven't seen anything significant in this, in the .au space anyway, to say that, hey, that has done this, that update has resulted in these changes in rankings. Now, typically we will see, as we've said before, an upswing in rankings when there's been a Google change. And typically that's because if there are spammers or gamers above us, Google will drop them down and then put the higher quality content higher. And that's what this results meant to, or this algorithm update's meant to do. Now, the other interesting thing is that he's saying here, depending on the locale, around 3 to 5% of queries are affected. Now, that's huge. To give you some idea, the last Google Penguin update, which was the backlinking update, which had massive changes in ranking results, that affected about 2% of queries. So for Google to come out and say this is going to affect about 5% of queries, that's significant. Now, we haven't seen anything here in .au. So there's been a number of questions on this post, myself included, just saying, hey, is this a global thing? And the consensus is yes, it is a global update, but there's nothing here yet to say that hasn't been rolled out in the .au space. It would be unusual for, in our experience anyway, for an update like this to be rolled out in .com.au, in .com, in .co.uk all at once. Typically, it doesn't happen that way. Typically, there has been one exception to that rule, and that was May 3rd, 2013, where there was an update in the .au space, which didn't happen anywhere else until a couple of days later. But what we're taking from this is, because we haven't seen any really significant changes up or down since this was announced on the 28th of September, we're kind of thinking that it is not. I'm putting on my glasses because I just realised it says the 26th of September. So 4 days ago this was rolled out. I don't think it's rolled out in .au. So stay tuned, but brace yourselves. So what should you be doing? If you're thinking you're going to get hit by a quality update or a Panda update, number one, why do you think that? Typically it's because you think your site's a bit shabby. So the big checks that you can do, or the all-encompassing checks that you can do, is number one, check your site speed. So go to webpagetest.org and have a look at your site speed there, see what it says. Also then go and have a look at the index, so site, and check your site. What's in the index? What can you see there? Is it right? This is especially important if you're a small site, because you'll be able to wade through the content a lot quicker. Sometimes if you think you've got a small site, so some people might say to you, oh yeah, I think I've got 30 pages. And you do a site check and they've got hundreds. And that's because their content is duplicated. So you want to get rid of anything that could be confusing to the user. Anything that you think is going to be confusing to the user from a navigation perspective, get rid of. Use a crawler like Screaming Frog, or Integrity Link Checker, or Xenu if you're on PC. That's XENU if you're on a PC on Windows. You can use any of these sorts of checkers just to check, make sure your linking structures are all working properly. The stuff that you want to avoid is obviously broken links inside your site. So anything that says it's a 404, get rid of that. Anything that's redirecting inside your site when you run one of these spiders across your site, that's bad too. Get rid of that. So these are the sorts of things that you can do if you think that you may be going to get hit by Panda. But certainly for the sites that we're dealing with, we haven't seen anything yet in the .au space, which makes me think that it's going to happen any day now. So watch this space. For those of you that use Bing, hello to both of you, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.